thepascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up? There has been some serious concerns and fears that are just starting to skyrocket now, more than ever, because they believe that there is an actual serial killer in New England. Yes, I'm not joking. People are very concerned about this. This has become a very big topic out in the true crime world. A lot of people are talking about this and wondering if there really is a serial monster lurking in New England. From what we understand, and there has been some new updates as of this morning, but first, there was allegedly 7 bodies that were found across 3 different states in the New England area. A lot of people are wondering if there's a connection. Are they connected? This one particular monster. Now, what we understand is that police are saying that they don't see any connection as of yet, which is interesting. But of course, true crime, the true crime realm, social media, etc., have been going ham on the theories and speculations revolving around these 6 or 7 bodies, that have been found across the New England area. Now, they have said that there has been a new discovery. A new body has been found, allegedly. So that would be, if I'm correct, 8 altogether. We're going to talk about that in a second, but let's get into this main article first. And again, people are very concerned. People are very curious to see if there really is another monster on the loose, especially after finding 7 bodies in the New England area. So they're saying the eerie discovery of 7 decaying corpses across 3 New England states warrant review and investigation after police shut down growing fears that all these tragedies are linked to an actual serial monster. So a Pennsylvania defense attorney, Matthew Mangino, they said police in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island should be working together after the human remains uncovered in nearby coastal towns between March and April fueled online theories of a ruthless lone wolf on the loose. Okay, whether it's coincidental or not, I think it merits review and investigation. At least this is what that defense attorney said. Okay, and I agree. All right, collaboration between the different jurisdictions. Okay, to determine whether or not there is some threat out there to individuals that may be going on as we speak. Okay, we don't know that, but I think it does merit some kind of scrutiny. Absolutely. If you got 7, 8 bodies being found strewn across an area, all right, across 3 states in the New England area, instantly you are going to ask, is there a connection? Instantly you're going to be like, wait a second, something's going on, especially if they're all, if they're connected or if they have a certain type of MO, instantly you're going to start asking questions, right? The decaying bodies were discovered in New Haven, Groton, and Killingly, Connecticut, Plymouth and Framingham, Massachusetts, and Foster, Rhode Island, okay, with authorities identifying the remains of 3 women. Now, the question is, are all of them women? All right, if they are all women, they all coincidentally happen to be women. Yeah, I'm going to automatically wonder if there's a connection, no doubt. All right. The cause of the demise has not been released. These different jurisdictions need to get together and compare notes and reports. Absolutely. Okay. Were these homicides? I mean, we may find these as natural deaths, or it could have been an self-deletion. It could be accidental. So the number one issue, is there enough to determine the cause and manner of death? Okay, so we have one right here. All right, her name is Paige Fannin, 35 years old. Okay, she was found on March 6th in the Newark River. All right, so she's from West Islip, New York. She was found in that river. Okay, on the same day, a human skull was located in a wooded area of Route 3 in Plymouth. That's what Boston News reported. March 19th, the remains of what appeared to be another adult female between the ages of 40 and 60 were discovered near a cemetery in Groton. 2 days later, Denise Leary, a 59-year-old missing mother of two, was found in New Haven. The body of Michelle Romano, 56, a missing woman from Warwick, New York, was found on March 26th in the woods in Foster. Fox News reported. So again, you have Michelle Romano right here, 56 years old, missing since August of 2024, was found on March 26th. Okay, and this, of course, was Denise Leary right here, 59 years old, mother of two. Okay, discovered on March 21st. Human remains were discovered in Killingly on March 9th, or April 9th, I'm sorry, with another body found in Farmingham off the Massachusetts Turnpike the next day. There's no information at this time suggesting any connection to similar remains discoveries, but and there is also no known threat to the public at this time. The investigation is in the early stages and remains active and ongoing. But it seems a little bit odd that over a span of weeks, let's be real, a span of, like, let's just say 6 weeks, you have bodies just showing up in random areas. How often do you see something like that happening? Right? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Within a span of weeks, you're seeing these bodies just turn up in these areas. That doesn't make any sense. The startling discoveries prompted a wave of online discussions in a private Facebook group called the New England Serial Killer. The group, which has now grown to 62,000 members, probably even more, okay, garnered more than 2,000 new members last weekend over the weekend. Okay, so the Romano family also dismissed comments that her death was the work of a serial monster. In light of the recent comments being made, we know that Michelle's passing is in no way related to any type of serial monster. I have to use these code words, unfortunately, guys, but you see what I'm saying. We have faith that the Rhode Island State Police and our private investigator, that the person responsible will be brought to justice sooner rather than later. But it just seems weird that however this whole thing went down, this person, they all conveniently, all the people that could have unalived these women, just decided to do a little bit of murder all at the same time, and then, of course, to discard their bodies around the same time, okay, within weeks of each other, seems a little bit odd. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that there aren't bad people out there trying to do bad, right? I mean, there's plenty of bad people out here in these streets, but still, though, it just seems weird that within days, remains are being found, bodies are being found. You see what I'm saying? It just seems odd. The timing seems very, very odd. Okay, and this is very tragic. The fact that these women have all lost their lives in this kind of fashion. It is very, very sad. And of course, I'm hoping that some sort of justice is, we get some clarity, justice is found. And if it is 7 or 8 different killers out there, I really hope all of them are brought to justice. If it's 7 to 8 individual monsters that did these things, all of them are separate crimes, may they all be brought to justice as soon as possible. But if it is just one particular person doing all of that, which it feels a little bit like a possibility of it being just one person, then damn right, that person should be brought to justice and let them get exactly what is coming to them, right? But let's move on. Again, a lot of people have been talking about this, and this is very strange. Let's take a listen to this video here real quick.
Months, 7 bodies have been found around New England. And while law enforcement is not connecting the cases, people online have other ideas. Boston 25 News reporter Bob Ward joins us live in Brockton. Bob, the talk is getting loud enough for police to address these rumors.
Rachel, more and more people online are paying attention to this. They are concerned that some or all of these cases might be connected and that a serial killer might be striking in New England.
Now, I mean, let's be real. Do you blame them? Do you blame the people out here coming up with their speculations and their theories? I get it that we need to get more evidence and we need to see what police find and all that. And we are not cops, we are not detectives and all that. But the average person that is listening and watching these videos or reading these articles and finding out about these bodies being found, it is kind of impossible to not instantly think that there's a possible connection. It seems so odd that these bodies are found within days, if not weeks, of each other in areas. It just seems a bit odd. And I really hope they start doing the math here very, very soon.
In some corners of social media, like Facebook, the idea that a serial killer could be on the prowl in New England is getting more popular. This Facebook group, New England SK, has nearly 9,000 members.
It's crazy.
And in other forums, people are posting their concern that some or all of the bodies recently found in New England might be connected to each other. Since the beginning of March, 7 bodies have turned up in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Some of the bodies are unidentified remains.
Now, hold on really quick. Look at where all the bodies are found, okay? Within weeks of each other, guys. Some of these were found within days or within a day of each other, okay? These remains, some were skeletal remains, some were decaying, okay, bodies. But still, no matter what, I mean, let's be real. Look at all of that strewn across this, just this area, okay? In the New England area. Are you telling me that there's not a connection? I don't know. It seems to me like there could very well be.
The bodies discovered in Groton and Killingly, Connecticut are close to a Rhode Island case. So far, law enforcement is not connecting the cases. However,
of course not.
Talk online has grown so loud that recently Groton, Connecticut police issued a statement that said in part, regarding references circulating on social media about incidents in the state of Rhode Island, we currently have no information connecting those events to any of the incidents in Groton. Here in Massachusetts, the discovery of a human skull in Plymouth and another set of remains in Framingham is also being looked at. In the late 1980s, a serial killer struck the New Bedford area. 9 women murdered, 2 missing. Author Maureen Boyle covered the case at the time and wrote a book about it. She is skeptical that a new serial killer might be at work right now.
Just because you have bodies found in a variety of places in New England, that does not mean that there's a serial killer on the loose in the area.
Now, I get what she's saying. It makes sense. Doesn't automatically mean that there's a monster running around, lurking and all that. Sure. But it's unfortunate that all of them, if there were self-deletions or if they were individuals, other individual just assailants out here, that's scary to think that there's potentially either self-deletion or 7 monsters out there doing bad. You see what I'm saying? Individually, all doing bad to 7 individual innocent lives. That's a scary thought. It's a scary thought if it's a 1 person or 7, but still, it's pretty wild that that this is even happening in the first place, right?
Boyle is concerned that online speculation can hurt people.
This is not a game. These involve real people. These involve real families. This is serious business.
She's got a point there. She does.
I checked on the 2 Massachusetts cases. On that body that was found in Framingham recently, the district attorney's office is saying a case is under investigation, but it does not appear that person was a victim of foul play. Now, as for the remains of the human skull that was found in the woods of Plymouth, the Plymouth County DA's office says that case remains under investigation. Reporting live.
Now, that's something very interesting as well. Like I said, they don't have everything yet. They're still doing everything they can to see if there is a connection or not. And I say, I agree. When you start putting out speculations, when you start going crazy with it, it can get very, very dangerous, and it can get people in some serious trouble when they're trying not to get, when they're, it can get very nasty out here. And I definitely think that it's best that we let law enforcement do what they need to do. It is a very interesting, it's very coincidental. And I don't know if you've seen enough Law and Order, okay, SVU or whatever, you learn that, there is no such thing as a coinky dink, right? So again, I am quite curious about this whole thing. There is something else, and of course, we'll be talking about this more in a live here soon, but I do want to share this one piece of information here that they put out just this morning. I saw it and I was like, oh my Lord. So Of course, the fears are escalating. People have a lot of speculation, a lot of wonder, and a lot of fears about there possibly being a serial monster out here. And apparently there has been another body that was found. So we are now finding out that there was another body found off a bike path. So police in Springfield, Massachusetts, brand new area, from what we understand, responded to reports of an unresponsive person on Hall of Fame Avenue on Tuesday afternoon. A woman was pronounced unalive shortly after first responders arrived, and spokesperson Ryan Walsh said the homicide unit has been called to investigate the circumstances surrounding her demise. Okay, so it says the SPD homicide unit, under the direction of Captain Trent Duda, is conducting an unattended death investigation in conjunction with their murder unit, pending an autopsy by the medical examiner. Okay, so the grim discovery comes as residents across Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island are on high alert about a potential serial killer living in their midst. In total, 8 now bodies have now been discovered across the idyllic region, sparking community groups and rumors online about whether they're connected. Now, they have not announced any type of connection between these 8 victims, but now we are seeing 8 individuals that have been found in the New England area. And the question still remains, is this connected or not? I will say we don't know. The police don't know. I know that the internet feels like sometimes the internet really just wants it to be another, crazy serial monster type of case so that they can sink their teeth into it and speculate and conversate throughout the internet. I say we don't know everything yet. This is very interesting. There are possibilities of this being connected to one particular assailant, but it could also be 8 now different cases that just happen to be happening in the New England area. Now, again, some of them can be self-deletion. Some of them can be done by individuals against that victim's will. That could be true. We could be looking at a potential 8 individual murders going on. And if that is the case, that's crazy. Or it could just be something else. Like they said, they found this woman, another woman, unresponsive. What does that mean? That could have meant anything. She could have had a heart attack and fell to the ground. Anything's possible. Or all depending on how her body is found. You see what I'm saying? It all depends on how her body is found. But again, we're going to talk about this more on a live in a little bit. But please, definitely let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that there is a serial situation going on in New England? Or do you think that these are 8 now separate situations happening all at the same time? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Crush that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts, guys, and definitely crush that subscribe button. We're going to keep an eye on this for sure. All right. But I'm sure there'll be more information coming out very, very soon. But we'll talk about this on the live very, very soon. Talk to you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.